Right now, the lobby needs to shut them down. Nemesis has to go down early, somehow, some way, in these games, Avenger.
Yeah, someone has to stop him. I'm not sure who's going to be. I think it's going to have to be a collective effort here, James, with our northwest plane starting over Sagi, going down towards Novo here. A very fair plane. You can get into your usual loot spot as you want, or you can take a car and get into where you want. So that's great. But yeah, what a showing for them so far here. And yeah, someone does have to stop him. It's looking a little bit crazy. It would be cool, though, that PGG kind of put themselves into the conversation of this 5-horse race, or, well, a 4-horse race chasing Nemesis, which is eventually is going to be, I guess, with different break and records as it is right now. And wouldn't mind asking, is this circle going to go north, James? Can we somehow, anti or counter curse this, caster curse this, that it doesn't go servany? Because these northern circles, man, with this plane path, it smells like a Sagi servany ending or plane crash ending to me if it's in anything in my book.
Well, the fact that Nemesis gets the room that they do on a drop like this as well is just barbaric. It doesn't go their way, though, circle-wise. We will be going south of Yasnaya, centering near Hall of Fame, centering near Shelter. So there's a lot of options for this one. Of course, good old Twisted Minds, being the usual school apartments team, will be eyeing this up and salivating at the idea of being able to play out for this one. But what's also important from compared to our previous Herringales, is the Mythov actually finally gets to go up towards Yasnaya. Obviously, they didn't really get that too easily yesterday because the plane paths didn't really favour it too much for them in one of the Herringales. So for the Mythov, this is an opportunity to have a bit of a bounce back after only having 8 points on the board.
Yeah. That's the big one here. Now Lokrux is in a bit of a pickle here. Takes a dragon off himself, and now he's half HP. Dante looking at it to try to get one. No helmet himself, so a little bit scary too. But the car's out there. Yeah, got a cap on. The car's out there, and that's the one Lokrux is trying to get to kind of get into deeper here. Maybe he's going to get a pick up here by Correction this time. I think it is the case. So now that's smart. Get him in, get him out.
Yeah.
And then extract, get some points into.
I also agree. Do I want to vault over that fence? No. Just shoot it. Just shoot it. Coops on the way here for good old Vis as well, who are going all the way over to kind of the Lipovka. Big split across mansion, across prison. So they've got a lot of potential options loot-wise available to them. And it also gives them good purchase on a circle like this as well, right? Vis, I think it was mentioned prior by either you or Blank, but they've just done a bit of a stellar job being in 6th place at the moment, 30 points on the board as well. Definitely surpassed what I thought that they were going to be able to do. It's kind of early days, though, still, realistically speaking, with 1 and a bit days down here. There's definitely still room for some of the teams below them to take them over who have more experience on the regionals, more experience even on lands as well for some of them towards the 7th through, I would say, 15th spots.
Yeah. I can even, 6th even, right, with this swing 30. It's so close. 11 points from 15th to 6th.
Exactly.
It's kind of crazy, right? That is really, really... I mean, I love the separation that's happening already from PGG, having their consistency, 14 points down, but there's another 13 points up to no slack. So, yeah, we'll see how deep they are able to push themselves into this one. I'll say this, though, James, in my book here, this is a top 3, top 4 prio for, say, the UL. They have, like, prison prio something. This is kind of the game where, well, not sure we can say no excuses, but let's see how 2nd and 3rd circle goes. They have kind of good spots that they can take early on here. Prison side of things, some of the high ground, some of the guard compounds is actually fully available from them. So that's really what I want to see once they get out. Not a home turf circle, but let's see where 2nd and 3rd circle goes.
We're definitely keen to see them kind of succeed. And it isn't even just the fact that, S8UL, big organization from India, they've been able to pick up these great players, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's great that S8UL is here. However, them playing the way they did before as BB team, as question mark, there was many a time, and you know it as well, I would say it's only a matter of time before this roster wins an international. And they did it, right? So... excellent roster. And it's actually funny when they won that international because people look back at it and think to themselves, they probably should have won the international prior to that and didn't. So, yeah, because how good they were playing at that one as well. So individually, they're fantastic players. It's just not gone their way so far.
Yeah, for that series to get a 4th in PGS 7 and a 1st in PGS 8 is just insane, right? That showing is some of the greatest showing we've seen from former BB team now as at UL. It's obviously awesome. I hope that kind of continues to come in through. They got was it an 11th at PGC last year? Not as high as they're hoping to, but still a great showing in the finals. Still within, pretty close to actually being able to get into the top 8. The lobby is so close once you get to these PGCs here, so
yeah,
it has to come your way just a little bit. And now with this circle on a angle here, Molotov getting lots of info. Looking at Heaven here, or as some of our friends from the Asia region like to say, Sky Garden.
No, it's worse because sometimes I think we said like Sky Guard and hate that. That's awful. It's Heaven Forever.
Or Backflip. That's fine as well. I for the Americans.
I'm okay with that because it's so much fun to do.
Yeah. And great game from them yesterday. I was going to say here, a great game from them the prior game, but they're going to have to continue this. They had a little bit of a struggle bus yesterday. Now they put themselves in 10th place. 7 more points and they're in 6th. Again, really talks to how close our bottom half, bottom 2/3 of the lobby is currently with the 11 pack chasing everyone here. Now Nemesis, Melman getting lots of space on this eastern side here. I don't want to be running into a Nemesis if I am either Viz or SZUL right now, but they've got space. They've got Prison right now. They've got some of the Harry Potters and some of the control that they have on the high ground here. So how these shift could be great for them, but now we'll see what we get in terms of circles, James, and how greedy the teams are right now. Really greedy from Viz's side, both Mansion and Hall of Fame.
For me, looking at Hive coming in from the west, this is the most. If you cast your mind back to 2025, this is so a circle where they would be coming in late and somehow threading the needle to get a central position on the next circle shift. This is like the typical scenario where Hive would do that and somehow get away with it in Masters from 2025. But we'll see. I think it's been a whole lot harder here so far with everybody really focusing on 2026 format. And for Virtus Pro, just kind of going on an excursion here, driving on through, seeing what they can find themselves on the very south side of this circle.
I think in TBP Masters, the fishing nets were not as fine as we have them now. I think there's just so much more congestion towards that central side that
it's a good way to put it.
Threading the needle is more difficult. And for me, especially in a lobby where there's so much in the line. Arguably, we were talking about you and I and Blank, obviously, with the guys. So, this is probably the tournament in PUBG's history for obviously multiple regions, but there is the most on the line in this. We're talking 2 big regionals.
Huge, yeah.
This one has 2 PGSs, Esports World Cup. And if you win this, I would argue that there's a big chance you're going to PGC 2. Also, for the teams and the players individually, after PC is over, there's the PNC selection. So there is just so much coming through that matters so much, especially for obviously the 24 teams that's playing PNC. But so much in line for this, and one of the most exciting tournaments to watch so far of the year for my book here.
I completely agree. The knock-on effects are tough here from the regionals for this one. I mean, it might even quell your motivation. If you don't do well here, it might quell your motivation to do well at the next ones. I mean, you're thinking, oh god, it's such a uphill struggle to be able to try and overcome the points that all these other teams have been able to already acquire. So it might be difficult, but we will see. S8UL just kind of still perched up around kind of lumberyard area, a little bit west of it as well. They're just waiting for the circle shift to come along and see what options are going to be going for. Fantasia, though, goes down to rocks. Hive did not thread the needle. They just crashed head first straight into this compound. And Mogor takes down Verse Story. So that is a brilliant start here for Hive.
That's big. And it's Mogor again. It's this story is just continuing from Mogor. Really love what we've seen from him this year so far. I hope Hive can continue just a little bit here now on the chase. Trying to get onto that PGG spot. That 5th place is really the big talking point for the other 12 teams in the chase. Sure, Timo, maybe not right now, but still all the other teams are within, one really good game or 2 pretty decent games here. Southern Shift here. Let's talk about it. S8UL, Starry Sky for the copy pasta compounds. PGG looking good as well to take farm here. Virtus Pro on that southern side might get some of the garage buildings north of Milta. Could also look good for this one.
Yeah, they were the furthest south team, and Virtus.pro just gets handed yet again an opportunity, a golden opportunity. That said, at the same time, though, those teams that were pre-driving on that east side, Nemesis, namely, is being able to get in here very rapidly, which is fantastic for our #1 leaders right now. As you see, Vitality also moving into what looks like tempo dip. Are they just going to stop here, or are they going to go further?
Yeah, that's my question as well. Further, yeah. I mean, with a southern shift like this, you would also assume that that's more southern side of it is going to be more open, right? So if you can drive through and maybe get some space open, that would be cool to see. Let's see how deep Vitality goes. Maybe just goes for a shelter play here. And Avi's already here with 2-2 split on the eastern side. Levante and Chrissy goes for the more south side up. But now TMO, this drives in, drives close to each other. R2 then gets Ares. Pains gets Mika. It's just a complete mutual destruction for these teams. Shots come in too. Justice with the drive-by on the barrel. Gets him really low though. More shots from Habibi. Can he get a connection? No, he didn't get it.
The Mythov can't catch a break, right? Every single time. Unfortunately for them, we're probably going down here. In 16th place, and there they go. And it's not even Vis that puts in the killing blow. It's Boars. So wait, hello, car in the distance. So Habibi's going to look on through and see what's going on there, as Boars will be continuing their drive on. That was just a casualty as they were driving past. So yeah, the Mythov, brutal stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately for these guys. And the fun thing is that a few Germans on that lineup is also individually competing against each other for a PNC slot. So performance in here is important. That's Hive out in 15th place though. Mogo, Dante, and Rox down here. Perfectix and Badulin's finding multiple kills. And Badulin's going to have to be saved. That's looking pretty easy for them, but still, it's going to delay them just a little bit here in the new compound. And they're inside the circle, but they're going to have some space to move ahead of them here. A little bit surprised for SADUL not moving and being more greedy with the compound now. VP has actually threaded the needle and found tons of open space inside these garage buildings just outside of Milton, where we have so many endings, James. We've seen in PGS, in Master Series, in Korea as well. We have so many endings close to this area here throughout the last couple of months and years.
Well, I mean, for Starry Skies, right, when do they eventually move from copy-paste? Because they've currently got 2-2 at the moment across the whole location, and that normally becomes a bit of a focal point, like we've been mentioning in the previous games. I think you were totally right, though, for Hive, about the fishing net being finer, right? It was less, fishing net, yeah, more so like just a sheet of steel that they kind of crashed into. Unfortunately, it was twisted minds at the very end of it. So, yeah, there's just not much room for what we saw from them success 2025 wise in the Masters, but anyway, we'll see if they can kind of quell those concerns later on, as Everlong is only 2 alive and coming in from this west side too. I don't know, I think that sheet of steel might hit them hard as well.
The steel wall of denial is coming through for sure. Next circle popped, and it's going a little bit west. Starry Sky, dead center. T-Bone now might be able to get some kills onto balls here. He's got all the info. Backup is coming in. Maybe it's Chris can bait some shots, and then T-Bone can strike a little bit. Look at that. They're actually going into a car. They're going to be leading. They're not in fourth. Time to shoot. Get one. T-Bone up on. Oh my god. Hello, Senpai. Turns him a headshot from the Hawk as well. It's Chris now with a nade. Now the other guys have to come help as well. Kilikai coming in.
Yeah, felt a little slow from T-Bone. He'd done his job on the Kai and the car. You can't just then beak it over on the left-hand side because you've already given away your location here. So you need more reinforcements. It's Chris. Maybe throwing some nades on down here to try and deny exactly their position at the moment. Gets us also down. That's a little bit of an air burst there, catching them a little bit, but not really getting any damage done. The 3-6, calm down, Chris. These little 360s is jumping away, but you've lost players here of Ascend, even though they kind of got the jump on them.
Yeah, and there's teams lurking in the distance here too. Marshall will full 3 gear too, barrel in hand. A little bit of a smoke here now. SZUL actually coming out and you know, spacing out the space in between them and the other teams. They're trying to take space, trying to take angles. Now Nemesis, Sharks in the water here, smelling blood, James.
Yes, they are. And nobody needs that right now. But I think that they have an opportunity here to be able to put in the boot a little bit more against some of these teams. Because the thing is that for Ascend and Boars, where do they go? They go down into prison, and that's awful. They're going to have to bail here at the moment, which I'm not a fan of. But there is not much. They're not a fan of it either, but there's not many options available to them, so they've got to try this.
They volunteer in incarceration here and don't want to do that. If I'm Balls, though, with this knocking on the door, Nemesis in the distance as well, SZUL also kind of investing some time into trying to get the points here. It's worth kind of getting out and striking, but right now you also have to look towards the center, have to look towards space ahead of you to see if you have some teams that's open, that's readily available to have a fight, or even call out a 2-2 split from Starry Sky, some of the space around them. I feel like Aduzi being kind of the furthest in this kind of the triangle of where the Harry Potter towers are west of prison. He's locking down the information to see, okay, we actually have quite the space. He's looking towards the center. He knows that he has space ahead of him. If this next circle goes west, they actually can either backfill Starry Sky, or they can say, and we can go into the Harry Potter that's above them. So it's actually quite the play, and I think they have all the information. They're just making plays to get the points on the board here for the rest.
Surely they've got to kind of consolidate at some point of Starry Skies. When the circle shifts now, and then if Copy and Pest is both still in, this is going to be insane. I did see that Vis was kind of like in a surrounded position against prison. And that's what I was concerned about, just in case Ascend actually wanted to move out of prison, because Aaron was in a spot where he might have been the kind of the trap door. That is a big eastern shift. Well, we know exactly where the 2-2 Starry Skies is going. Meanwhile, over on the Lumberyard side, this is so important for S8UL to be able to convert from. The only problem is Nemesis is lurking, and as you said, smelling blood in the water. S8UL might not have bled just yet in this game, but if Nemesis comes across them, that is the biggest player in the lobby right now, potentially going to be able to shut down S8UL.
The Toolings being the point man for this with the BDM here. Tons of information coming through, obviously. Doesn't want to commit too much time towards the Stalber side, but they also need to thread the needle, and south side of Shelter and above Starry Sky is kind of this highway where you drive, you know, just above the prison side of things, and that's usually where a lot of teams kind of go to. Twisted Minds, they saw it, a lot of shots coming in here. Aduzi getting 2 shots and a confirmation on to No Slack here, scaff down and confirmed too. The Lynx singing its song.
Yeah, we tuned in at just the right time for this Lynx, because the thing is, he's got 1 shot left, and those were 3 shots, which means 6 shots probably didn't do that much because he's only got 270 damage. So that's kind of, yeah, good that we saw these shots. As Nixie shuts down Everlong completely here. Virtus Pro on this south side. Someone's got to stop them as well, man.
Yeah, looking good here, taking a lot of space on this southern side. It's a 2-1-1 split. Lukarux and Beamy holding on to the compounds they don't want to be backfilled from. State get the confirmation onto Hello Sunbite. And Pains gets Luik here. Boss is falling apart here. This was a halfway point for them, but it turned out to be their cemetery instead.
It's not easy now. I mean, getting caught in the middle of all of this. The fact that Vis did not concede the position either. They stuck around, waited, whilst this team is on the struggle bus on the cliff side against Prism. Tough stuff completely. And of course, Nemesis still lurking, still completely okay with playing the edge. I mean, if they were going to send it further on in, they would try and crash again, as you say, some of the towers or whatnot and things like that. But it's such a Hail Mary. Like, if you're Nemesis right now and playing the edge play at the moment, you know that you're super confident about your team fight capabilities as well, with guys like Diffex leading the charge. An example leads the charge as well against No Slack, who, unfortunately for No Slack, not had the best of starts here for today, considering an amazing day number 1 for them. But again, going up against Twisted Minds, now effectively 2 games in a row, there's only so much you can do.
All right, circle's about to pop here in just 25 seconds here. Oh my God, Moldox finds Melman here. Someone's got to stop Melman and the guys from Nemesis, and looks like SZUL is up for it. They didn't kind of back down from this. Finds Diffix as well with a headshot on the barrel. And James, it's on.
That's huge. That's huge. As So said and stayed in the distance. They're not in a position to really be able to reinforce this either. They can maybe throw in a few shots, but that's 2 bleed outs, and he knows it as well. Underhand with the Molotov to try and shut them down from Molodox. And now stayed and So said, they're looking for an angle, looking for an opportunity, but they're taking casualties. This is the perfect thing for the rest of the lobby to start making moves.
Well, perfect thing for SZUL getting points here on the board. Molotov, get damage. Now he can see a little bit. Aduzi also here, still inside the circle, getting all the information while the other guys are set out to strike and get some points and deny Nemesis a point of entry into this circle here. Molotov has a great angle on this rock here.
Yeah.
Has all the information on state. Has all the information as well.
Especially with the circle move, Avenger, this is an unbelievably important fight for S8UL. You've got to shut down Nemesis, because if you do, you've got this game by the horns right now with a circle shift like this. If you can clear out this eastern side, it is denying them a bit of time, though, but there's no pressure really on S8UL right now. If they can shut down the east side, they're going to have such an easy defensive position from that spot.
They're gonna have to do it quick, but because eventually someone's gonna backfill them. Someone's gonna get up and get into the lumber side on that southern side that's kind of freely available. Someone's gonna take the Harry Potter on the northern side, which is kind of the twin to a doozies. And Nemesis is trying to leave here. Baby finds two, finds Sparrow, finds Hackatory. It's down to just Ferris. He continues for a drive-by too. And Nemesis is out, and Ferris finds State. That's great.
Yeah, Habibi and Viss are doing quite a lot of damage here. Tire pop, that car's rolling on down. Careful here. Navi's gone. That's Ferris out as well. Viss doing a lot of damage to these teams that are trying to make these desperate rotates, either north to east or east to north, as Nemesis, of course, was trying to bail from the situation to get S8UL, and S8UL knows exactly the potential threat that's going to be coming from this angle now as well, as they are actually moving into a position with Habibi hunting down the remaining member of Boars. But S8UL is looking to crush this northeast side and take full control of the game once again.
Yeah, 10 kills for this here. Great effort for them. Top 7 as well. If they can sneak in and maybe get another placement point or something like that, eventually Vitality and Twisted Minds are going to fight with a BRDM and how everything is kind of looking. I really like the style that we're seeing with the approach from the BRDM here. Get into the circle, get some pressure, try to force some of the other teams away here, and then once they see the last circle, they're going to make a send for a play where they know that they can win the game from.
Yeah, I think there's huge value in keeping... Okay, all right, that's a Panzerfaust. Let's see if Alamabe can do something. He was the Mr. Bazooka man from what we saw in the playoffs, especially on that last day. And they do have a high ground position against him, which is quite nice. The thing is that, as you say, like with the BRDM, if you can keep it alive into the late game, has unbelievable value, almost unparalleled value against some of the util that is available in the game. They're not looking to put more damage into it just yet here. Vitality, they're bailing from that fight straight into the hands of S8UL as they lie down and try and get away from it, but Molodog does catch Gedrox.
That's great. Billavanta down too. Hello, my bad finds Batula in the BRDM though. It's a fight on multiple sides. Molodogs get the Gedrox confirmation here, and now also Levante is getting confirmed, and it's down to just Quizzy. They know where he is. He's getting a blue zone straight to the tree as well. This fight can end up quickly to just be completely destroyed. And Twisted Minds might be the winner of this, besides not getting the points, obviously, but still surviving from that.
They do. I'm just wondering whether or not Virtus.pro starts reading into the lobby as a whole and then starts taking more room from a fight like this, right? Because S8UL actually abandoned a bit of a location, what is west of Lumberyard, which could potentially allow Virtus.pro to claim some of that and then be able to control this game from there as well. So I appreciate the fact that S8UL's out for the kills. As Lucarix, he found a crate and came back, and now he's seizing the middle position. So this is kind of playing out how I maybe envisaged it here, Avenger.
Yeah, great astute observation here with a boat in there for some cover. Starry Sky now 0 kills, had the compounds, but did not put a lot of pressure on for the rest here. Going for Send, and now they're going to have a big fight with PGG. Cover going out here, Nitro goes for him lethal. Can he find a connection on some of the guys? It's going out, and it's falling apart for them. Look how many of them are falling already. We're down to just Nitro, and he's got half HP.
Massive damage against Starry Skies. I'm not sure that this is going to be... They're going to be long for this world much longer. Salak has a Panzerfaust as well. He could put in so much damage if he wanted to, but I understand that he wants to actually keep it around for maybe the most desperate situations. Lucarix is going around for the flank here, looking for an opportunity. He's got the ghillie. He's got plenty of 3 gear on board as well, sending some flashes forwards. Even Molotovs in as well here for Starry Skies. The skies are going to be lit up as they are out in 5th place. Virtus.pro's currently on the warpath once again. 8 kills to their name. Needs some cover though.
Oh, Batulin's falling again here. That's the 2nd knock for him here. It's going to go down in 30 seconds if he doesn't get helped up. Even a 3rd knock, it looks 4th knock. It looks like currently Blue Zone's going out. It's just enough to save potentially Batulin's. Look at that. On the edge here, Nate's coming in now. They're going to have to commit to either getting him up or getting this Harry Potter cleared. Molodog finds Subila. 6 kills for Molodog, 10 for S8UL. They have turned on. They're in 7th place already.
Yeah, look at that jump. It's huge, and that's the problem with the mid-pack here, but Virtus.pro is looking to completely distinguish that top 4 still from the positions. And actually, looking at it, it's almost turning into a top 3 right now. As for a Virtus Pro, PGG, man, you are done soon. You are going to be cooked. There is not much you'll be able to do from this. More nades go forwards against the position of Twisted Minds. Virtus Pro knows there's a team right next to them, but is trying to do huge damage to our reigning Goliath in EMEA, as Twisted Minds is just a little further than this as well. Virtus Pro has their eyes on so many potential conflicts and opportunities here.
Next circle goes southeast. It's the worst possible circle for everyone in this lobby here except for VP. 11 kills so far. 4 guys strong. Lukarooks with full free gear is absolutely disgusting. Beamy finds the confirmation steal onto Sloy Jacket as Perfectix found the knock here. And now S8UL is laying down the hammer onto Twisted Minds. They are the furthest team outside the zone here. Crescenti goes down, and now Example is trying for the push here onto VP.
That's the problem. Anytime Example goes for a spray or something like that, it's going to be stolen away by Virtus Pro. Perfectix down. In the previous PEC championship, he was an absolute monster, was Perfectix, arguably the MVP. But that, it might be gone here at the moment. Virtus Pro looking fantastic, shutting them down. 15 kills, jumps into #1 against an insane Nemesis performance from our previous games. Virtus Pro, the PGS3 champions, is so here to play, but so is a doozy with a mortar here from the north side.
Yeah, and arguably, this is going to be a fight for King of the Hill, basically, because they have space on the eastern side. VP has space on that western side. And it's a 4v4. S8UL, a big task ahead of them with this, James, though. With this win, potentially with 3 or 4 kills, depending on what happens if they get this locked down. That could put them into 3rd place, considering where they started. Considering that Adusi had 0 kills yesterday, this is the start that they needed.
Yeah. I felt like this game was almost predetermined with the way in which Virtus Pro was holding out the south side, with the way in which S8UL was holding down Lumberyard side. This is a potentially great 4v4 in the making, with these two teams looking fantastic throughout the whole game. 6 for Molodoct. Where are we shooting these? I understand the
cover
potential move for them, just in case they'll have completely wrapped on around. But yeah, we're not going to be connecting.
Is that a play for cover, or for they thought that they were there already? Because like that's the ridge where they could have played already. And if they cleared that, that could be the angle of approach maybe for S8UL.
Maybe.
Obviously, they had the Harry Potter already in, so that's a safe playing area right now for VP. It does look like a bit of an advantage is on VP's side in terms of the circle, but we have one more circle to pop before we go dead center. So let's see where we go, James.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still feel like advantage Virtus Pro. I think the problem for S8UL is they kind of lost track of exactly where their opponents are to a degree, whereas Virtus Pro is just saying they're northeast, somewhere up on the high ground. And what could come back to bite S8UL right now is the fact that Curexi is still being a bit of a sneaker. As you can see, even Aduzi is still kind of trying to keep an eye on some of that direction here. But if you want to put it in the hands of an individual, Curexi as your 1-3 in the 1, he's a meanie.
Yeah, they've got the terrain advantage here. The question is, how much is the utility on the side of Virtus Pro? They're going to need smokes eventually still. Some of the space is ahead of them here, so if we eventually can check in. Look at that. 4 nades on Nixie. Not a lot of smokes available for them side. 15 total. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Good shots connecting here. We're also going to have to check on S8UL's smokes. Not a lot either. So that's a total of 8. So this is going to be very, very heavily smoked towards the middle. Oh my god. Falls. Crashes just a little bit in the car here, but survives eventually. One more shot.
Okay. So,
got him.
Oh my days. I think Curexi played his hand quite early in proceedings there for a second, but of course had the card just to go back. Now, they can get him up, I think, from this, but what is S8UL going to do? They know that there's a little bit of a window here where one is not there. He's in the smokes as well, moving very aggressively forward, spraying into those smokes as well, trying to shut down the position that is potentially afforded to them. And that has been actually S8UL moving closer to the center off that knock alone. So good moves here by them.
Yeah, taking space after the pressure is coming out here. Now smokes is coming out, and a lot has already been used here. Let's talk about it. 15 is not a lot. It's not a lot because usually we see 4, 5, 6 smokes kind of coming out and making a wall towards the center, and it lasts for 40, 50 seconds in total until you can start seeing a lot of area around it. Now Molotov gets burned. Actually, cannot ADS with the Molotov around him. And now he's going to have to try to survive just a little bit, try to get this off here. EMEA off the side. I don't think they saw, expected him. Look at him push up, gets Molotov down here. Now it's on the side of VP getting the majority of this space here.
Yeah, to have a knock on a flush that quickly. This is now Virtus Pro's wheelhouse. You might have a little bit of a control of the little dot for the circle like this. However, still some smokes available, still some util available. Lukaruk's on that right-hand side could become an extreme problem because it's a bit closer to you. And some shots through the smokes here from Kirexi, and that might force a little bit of a heal-up coming in from SAUL. But Doozy, he has a P90 in hand. I didn't realize he got it from that crate, and that could be a complete game changer here. Taking down Nixie. This thing is a laser beam.
Now using more and last emergency cover coming in here. This could be the opening for them, but they are spread out compared to how congested VP is. VP had more lethals, no more utility on the side of Adusi, and he tries to go for the push here. The window of opportunity was shut down already. Beamy down, is getting multiple knocks. Lukarux as well gets Wilburst too.
It's looking rough, and that is Virtus Pro here. It's our rich get richer teams as Virtus Pro already